All right, we are live. We have a 10 by 20-inch canvas and we're going to paint pour on it. I'm going to blow out a little bit of paint with some aquarium tubing, and we're only going to do one canvas today. So I have a, I believe this is turquoise green from Master's Touch. It's from Master's Touch. I can't remember which one. But we're going to spread this around as the background. And then I'm going to put a variety of blues, some grays, some silver, a little bit more green. And then I'm going to use an aquarium tubing to blow that out. And that's going to be today's paint pour. And this is mixed just like I mix all of my paint. It has 1 part paint to 3 parts Floetrol, and it does have just a little bit of water, maybe a 1/4 part water, because the Master's Touch paint is just a little bit thicker, so it needed that water. So I'm just spreading it around with a palette knife. Gonna have to get a little bit more out here. I hope everybody's doing well, had a good week. We're doing good here. Still doing lots of home renovations and all that fun stuff. Just getting this real nice deep turquoise green spread out. That kind of also gives a chance if anybody wants to stop by and chat for a moment. I really like these 10 by 20-inch canvases. They're such a fun size to pour on. I've been really getting into green as well. Green is really coming in popular for home decor. And I just want a green couch. There's such beautiful green couches I've seen recently. This is a new to me color. Master's Touch is from Hobby Lobby. I'm having the worst time getting the edges. We may have to come back and put a little bit more paint on the edges here. Just kind of slowly getting that down to see if, but we're going to go ahead and put down some, I've got some gray, and this is just some black and some white mixed up from cheap paint with Floetrol. And I'm just going to kind of go in an abstract we're going to go something like, ooh, there's a lot came out there. That's the problem with pouring out of the tubs. So what I'm actually going to do for this next one is just get a little bit on the palette knife, because I don't want, this is a kind of, I think it was called apple tart green, but I don't want too much. So I'm just getting some out with the palette knife. Now the gray and the green both have silicone, both have about 2 to 3 drops of treadmill oil. So I just want a little bit of this sage green, and then I'm going to put some cobalt blue down, some aquamarine blue, and a few others. I actually have a little baby spoon here. That might actually even work better. Yes, that works perfect. These are little baby spoons just from the Dollar Tree. And then I like to use aquarium tubing, but you could use your hair dryer. You could use your world's smallest leaf blower. So many different options to blow this out, but I like to use aquarium tubing. You could use a straw, your mouth, I mean, anything. So I'm just putting some navy blue, some cobalt blue, some ultramarine blue. I want a little bit more of this darker, rich ultramarine blue. And I guess some silver. Almost out of this silver. There we go. Might have to pour that out. Hey, Whitney, how are you doing? You have an internet outage? Oh, well, hopefully, I always post them. This is going to be a short live stream today. I'm actually only going to do this one paint pour. So hopefully your internet will stick around for at least one. And then I think I'm going to throw just a little bit of white down. And this white does have a little bit of silicone. But all the colors, the base, everything is mixed just the same. So now I'm going to come in with my aquarium tubing and blow it out. But before I do that and lose my breath, I'll chat for just a moment. So how are you, Whitney? How was your week? How is the weather down there? So, all right, I'm going to blow a little bit out and then I'll catch my breath for a moment. I'm going to start up here. So I'm just going to have it about a 45-degree angle. I'm going to be just kind of feathering it back and forth and going to the, back each side. Now I'm going to go ahead and blow out some of the other side. The weather has been nice down there. Awesome. Oh, no, you haven't been feeling well? That's no good. Yes, does he? I can't actually see. I think Mike must have left the room. I'm not sure. He's actually renovating the other bathroom, so he might be working on the bathroom. So I doubt there's a cat in there. But yeah, he he has ABS pipe pieces and plumbing pipe pieces in his lap. So he finished the first bathroom, and so the second bathroom we're replacing the bathtub, and so he got it all ready to replace the bathtub, pulled the bathtub out of the box, and it had been dropped or something at Lowe's where we got it or something. It just came that way. So then he had to return it. Then they didn't have one locally, so he had to drive an hour away to get a new bathtub. Let me catch my breath for just a moment. The drips coming off the side of this are just beautiful. So, hey, Janice, how are you doing? We're just doing one paint pour today. It's going to be kind of a short live stream. Well, not kind of, it's going to be a pretty short live stream. So I've just got a base down of turquoise green from Master's Touch. And then I've got a variety of blues and a little bit of green and silver and gray. So I think we might even we're going to finish this off, but we might blow out this a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead. So we're just blowing that out. So, hey, Green Go, how are you doing? I believe you're from the coin community where Mike and Whitney. Yeah, Mike's been having so much fun with the renovations. This is his least favorite, but he will be glad when this is all done. But the other bathroom is all done and it looks so amazing, such a transformation. So I think it's a lot better, this time because you at least he has one done, so he can kind of like, it makes you feel good about having one done, and then you can look at it and go, okay, now I just got to get this other one done. Yeah, you are from the coin committee. That's what my kids said the other day. So awesome. Thank you. Welcome. So I just have a base down of some fluid acrylics. And then I am going to go ahead and give it a little bit of torch. I've blown quite a bit of bubbles. Catch my breath a little and then go back in there. I'm not actually heating up the paint. I'm just kind of floating it above, popping all the air bubbles. So oh, I didn't almost. I did touch the tip down. You want to just feather it back and forth across the paint, but not actually touch it. Catch my breath a little bit. But yeah, this is a beautiful Master's Touch paint. I'm just loving this turquoise green. I've been really enjoying it. I might even order another one. So I'll continue to blow this out a little bit. And then you can always come back in and you can just go detailed a little bit more. You can put in, I've thought about putting a little bit of paint here and blowing it this way. I'm not sure yet. But yeah. Thank you, Janice. Thank you. I've been really enjoying greens lately. I think I was looking at Pinterest at like home decor, and I have fallen in love with some of the green couches and things that are out right now that are popular. Oh my gosh, some beautiful green home decor. And so that kind of has drawn me to kind of be painting with more green. Just so much really beautiful home decor and greens and neutral colors right now. So, yeah. Hey, H7, how are you doing? So yeah, I don't know. I love picking out new color combinations and experimenting, but you can't go wrong with blues with anything. Blue just goes with it. So yeah, but this is kind of a shorter live stream today. So I'm kind of dragging out this painting because this is the only one I'm going to do today. I have got about, oh, I don't know, 15, I think if there's 18 actually, 18 different jewelry boxes in different stages. I have about half of them almost done. They're for the hardware and put back together because I take the jewelry boxes apart to paint on them. And so I have got a ton of stuff because it's time to gear up to, put all that stuff online for the holiday season already. So that's what I've been working on, is making a whole bunch of jewelry boxes and a whole bunch of new stuff for uh, home decor stuff. Oh, awesome! You check what May's using and copy her. All right. So this here is turquoise green from Master's Touch. The gray is actually just the white and black from cheap paint mixed up to make my own gray. The silver is cheap paint. The ultramarine blue is cheap paint. The cobalt blue is cheap paint. And then I did use a green. The green is lime green from Craft Smart. And I think that's all we got here. Those are the colors we have here. So yeah, always ask me if I can remember. Sometimes I've mixed them up and I've mixed different brands together, and it's not always. So sometimes, especially like my golds and things like that, that'll be a mixture of several different brands. So, all right, blew quite a few little bubbles. Better. All right. Mostly better. That's better, I guess. That's fine. We understand. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And that silver is really hard to see. Once it dries, you'll be able to kind of see. Let me see if I can pick it up. You'll see more of that shimmer of that silver. And that'll pop really well. But I just went, line this way, and then kind of line. So trying a little bit different, but I like to use the aquarium tubing, and I just have like, I don't know, maybe 18 inches of aquarium tubing here. And so it's very easy to then, direct your flow how you want it. And especially, smaller canvases, you got to take a break and take some breaths if it's a bigger canvas. But yeah. So, but yeah. Just a second, gotta get a drink of water. Thank you, thank you. But today's live stream will be the only pour I'm doing for today's live stream. But next week, I have a whole variety of things I'm going to be pouring on. I have some smaller canvases I'm going to be pouring on, as well as I would like to make some magnets, some Dollar Tree wood items I will be pouring on. See, I sit here and stare at this and I'm like, I think I'm going to fiddle with it right about here. Let's see. And then you can always get down close and blow with your mouth. Some people like to do that, and it gives a little bit different effect as well. There we go. I really like how that green, that lime green, really pops there on that back darker, deeper turquoise green. No. I sure hope not. I have not been anywhere, so it better not be. Thank you. Thank you. So it takes about, and it's all the difference between for how long it takes to dry, how long it takes to cure, because there is a difference. So, but yeah, it actually takes a lot longer than people think, because people get really, once they think it's dry, they get anxious and try to like seal it, or because I put polyacrylic on it once it's dry. And I live here in the Northwest. So during the summer in the Northwest, it's about 3 weeks. If during the winter in the Northwest, it's about 4 weeks. And it all depends on how much paint, what technique you've done, how much paint you've got down. There's a lot of different variables, different parts of the country, your humidity level, how hot it is in the room. But here in the Northwest, it's about 3 weeks in the summer, 4 weeks in the winter. But yeah, so it does take a long time to dry. And so we've always got them drying in different various stages of drying. I've got quite the drying rack. And right now it is just full of, we'll see, like here is a jewelry box top. It's been taken apart, and Mike, he helps me tape them off. He helps tell me what's the front, what's the back, and then we just mark them so we make sure that they correspond with the bottoms, because sometimes the hardware doesn't always correspond with a different bottom. It has to be the same one. So I've got a variety of jewelry boxes I've been working on, and I tend to do those mainly in beach, but I've done quite a few other ones, not just the beach ones. Yeah, about the same as a car paint job. Yeah, I would say. But yeah. So, something I also learned recently that you bring up the car paint job. So, I use silicone in my stuff. So, I use just a couple drops in a few different colors. The colors that have silicone in this one are the gray, the green, and one of the blues, the cobalt blue. Those had silicone, and I use treadmill oil. I just use like just a couple of drops. A little bit goes a long way. And lately, I've noticed in the paint pour world a trend of people like steering away from silicone and saying silicone is bad, bad, bad. But honestly, the only reason it would be bad is if you're going to resin it. If you're going to put resin, it's going to be very difficult for you to get rid of that silicone to get a good resin finish. But I don't resin, so I don't need to worry about that. And silicone is really, really good for paint. It is not bad for paint. There is silicone in car paint. So people that seem to think silicone is bad for paint, it actually helps it last longer. It actually helps it dry better. And silicone is actually good for paint. You can overdo it. A little bit goes a long way, but you definitely, it's not a bad thing for the paint. So for some reason in the paint pour community, like in just recent months, there's been this big like, oh, don't use silicone. Silicone's bad, but it's actually good for the paint. So I'm really confused where that's coming from. Okay, silicone is a no-no in the automotive industry. Okay, so what I was researching, because I was trying to research that. And so from what I research, a lot of automotive paint has silicone. And I have heard that actually it's really good. So now you're like, hey, silicone is a no-no. In the automotive industry, we use water-based paints, and silicone oil does not mix with water. I will have to do more research for sure, because this is just in recent couple of weeks. I've been trying to research like silicone and paints and stuff, because I've been using it for since about 2014, and all those paintings are fine. And so what I can research is they've been using it in acrylic paint for art going back to the 70s, and they all seem to be fine. But from what I researched, they were like, and I'm just Googling stuff and, looking up different stuff. But when you just research like silicone and paint, it comes up with, oh, it's in car paint. It's really good for car paint. It helps it dry better. So that's very interesting. So I use a water-based paint. I use acrylic paints, and then I use a Floetrol, which is a water-based. So I use only water-based products, but I mix that oil in it. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't technically mix in it, and you do have to clean the surface. So once it is cured and dry in 3 to 4 weeks, what I'll do is I'll come through and you have to make sure it's completely cured in like a month. You pour cornstarch on it, a little bit of cornstarch, and then you let that sit overnight, and then you wipe your cornstarch off, and it is pulled up any residual silicone. There's really not much because you can overdo it, but you use very, very little, just 1 or 2 drops and just a few colors. And then when I put the cornstarch on it, it'll absorb any of that. And then you go ahead and wipe that all off. And then you can, I use polyacrylic is my clear coat that I use. So yeah. So yeah, it sounds like silicone is already in a lot of paints. So, oh, I don't know. It's very confusing subject, but I'm trying to like truly research it and learn and know what's what is good, what is bad, because I don't want to give out bad information or anything. Oh, there's an air bubble. I thought it was a little speck of something, but it's actually an air bubble. So one thing you would want to do, especially with the techniques of the blown pores, is as we spoke, there's been just a few more air bubbles come up to the surface. So I have torched it just one last time, but up to probably 15-20 minutes after your pour, you can come back and check it and you may have some air bubbles. So always come back and check. But okay, I'm gonna have to research. Okay, I'll have to research what a 1 stage and 2 stage paint is, because I'm that's a new term to me. So I'll have to research that. Because I mean, we're definitely not the same as automotive paint, but just what I had researched had said they use silicone in automotive paint and have for 100 years, and it's good, or not 100, like, but I think it said like 60 years. And so I'll have to check that all out. But yeah. But yeah, today's paint pour or today's live stream is just this one paint pour. Now next week I will be live again 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so next week we have a variety of kind of some smaller items. So we will be doing a whole bunch of different some dirty pours, some flip cups, and then some swipes. And then I'm going to do a few magnets that'll be some dips. The magnets are easily a dip is the best thing for magnets. You can do a whole bunch at one time. So yeah, next week we'll have quite a more variety of colors and a bit longer. But this was kind of a short live stream today. So okay, 2 stages. The good information. All right. And so I assume you've got all this information. Are you in the automotive painting industry? Do you do car painting or in that industry some way? I kind of assume. Oh, Whitney, yeah, you were having some internet issues. All right, we're just kind of winding it down here, anyways. We're just about done, but thank you so much for watching. And I understand those internet issues. Oh, what a bugger. So, but interesting, very good information. For the last 20, been in the automotive repair for the last 20 years or so. Awesome, good to know. Yeah, Mike used to be in he used to do like coatings, weatherproofing, lots and lots of weatherproofing here in the Northwest. There's a big industry for weatherproofing. So he did lots of weatherproofing of like stucco and different stuff. And so he says he uses a silicone product to seal up the stucco. So yeah, there's just all kinds of stuff out there. But I've been researching about, truly silicone and what it does for paint and doesn't do for paint, and so because there's been kind of a people kind of steering away from it, and I still use it, so I want to justify that. No, I'm just kidding. I truly want to know if it's good or bad. So so. Larry. I forgot. I almost forgot. Whitney has renamed Mike. His name is Larry. So, yes, I almost forgot. We got to call him Larry. But yeah, so this was a 10 by 20-inch painting. So that's actually all we're going to do for today, but just kind of a quick little abstract blown little piece. But that is it for today. But thank you so much, Whitney. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think what I was reading was more it's in the formula of the automotive paint. I don't think it's an additive so much as it's in the formula. It's just already in it. But definitely going to do research, more research, especially on like one stage, two stage. I would like to know, and you know how long it's been used and all those good things. So I am doing all this research to come out with a video. I should have a more in-depth video about silicone and the good and the bad and the pros and cons. Well, that is the same thing. Good and bad, pros and cons of it. And one of these days, she better hear your voice, Larry. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, so soon there will be a video as soon as I get all my research completed about silicone, a really in-depth video about the science of silicone. But silicone is inert. So really, I mean, being that it is inert, it should not have a negative or positive effect. It's inert. So I will explain all that a little bit more in a video, but so anyways, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are all so awesome. And so we will be back live next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I do have several videos coming up over the next week, about 3 different videos coming up in the next few days. So stay tuned. We are wrapping up that Basics of Paint Pour series. There's just one more video on varnishing and curing and all that is the last video of the Basics of Paint Pour series. And then I've got a lot of fun embellishing videos coming. So we will be embellishing a whole bunch of different paint pours here coming up. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. You guys are so awesome. I love chatting with you guys each Wednesday. It's awesome to chat with you all, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much, and be the change you want to see in the world, guys. Be the change you want to see in the world. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good one.